Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello and welcome back to the channel where you join me today at the Nurburgring Nordschleife for the RENNtech Track Experience. But I'm about to go for a drive in what I believe to be the world's first modified BMW M2 CS. Now this car is from the Satin Crew, who have a number of cars taking part in today's RENNtech event, but they've just taken delivery and already fitted a full Akrapovic exhaust system, which we're going to be hearing with the exhaust valves opened in a second. It's got a Garrett cooler, which means power is up to 580 horsepower. It's the DCT dual clutch automatic gearbox version. We're going to hop on board, go out for a lap on the green hell, and experience what this is about. Let's have a quick look around. We're also, of course, in the company of a lot of very cool cars here at today's event with RENNtech, who did the work on this. Right, let's have a look, get on board, get out on the track, go see what it's about. The M2 CS then is the Satin Crew's safety car. It's joining some of their others that we have here, the 600LT Spider, the Performante Spider, and obviously there are plenty of AMGs here with RENNtech today, but they did the modifications to this very highly spec'd M2 CS. I drove a stock car recently at the Sachsenring. This car though has carbon ceramics, as you can see. Obviously the M2 CS introduced a number of things that help with aerodynamics and cooling. For example, the openings here which allow airflow. Around the front we've got the extended carbon splitter. If we come round towards the side and the back of the car, we've also got the ducktail spoiler back here, and obviously we now have the Akrapovic carbon fibre tailpipes on the full system that the guys have installed. And by the way, this design is actually reflective, fitting quite well with the safety car theme. Let's have a look inside, where they have also installed the M Performance Parts steering wheel, the Alcantara steering wheel, shift lights up top, and I think basically it is ready to go. So let me take a step on board. We'll just get this started up and brought into life. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds quite nice. So we have somewhere just here the valve controller. One press, just wait a moment, there we go. One press again, I think it opens up the valve. You can also use the M2 control here. I know we definitely got the valve closed there. We want to have, there we go. Yeah, that sounds a little bit more like it. That's what I was expecting. So that puts it into M dynamic mode. You can see all the different settings, and it changes there, sport, comfort, comfort. So I'll have a play with that while going out to experience what this is like. So, Nurburgring Nordschleife, the M2 CS from the Satin Crew, modified by RENNtech, and literally, I believe, the first M2 CS in the world. I didn't even know customers had taken delivery of these yet, and here I am, sitting in one, ready to take it out here at the Nurburgring. Let's do this! Out we head then. We are straight into M2. I'm going to pop it into M1 just for a second. No, let's go M2. Let's go all the way into M2. Definitely aware of how much power this thing has. I guess let's take it fairly easy to begin with then. Will I get myself comfortable with the fact that I'm driving, obviously, the Satin Crew's car here, who have very kindly let me take it out. But obviously there is always an extra level of concentration and care when you're driving someone else's car, especially the first time you've ever driven it, and extra especially when it's a car that has 580 horsepower, which is obviously a significant increase over standard, and we're in MDM mode, M dynamic mode. Listen to the sound of this thing though. Brilliant stopping power. Okay, this is obviously the early section of the track where I'm just getting a little bit comfortable, a little bit familiar after my initial slide to get us started. And this is where you feel how playful the car is, how good the steering is, how well together it is, and also, quite frankly, how fast it is, especially as we can open it up here. Gosh, that's 200 kilometers an hour already. Losing my sense of speed a little bit with this thing. One of the fastest sections of the track then. 240. Gosh. 5 odd kilometers an hour there as we come in towards Schwedenkreuz, one of the off-camber sections. Towards Arenburg, firm on the brakes. The stopping power and feel is genuinely fantastic with the carbon ceramics. The optional upgrade brakes that you can have in the M2 CS. It's obviously quite strange having only recently driven the standard car, but the power of this is mental. Obviously the cooler is for that additional power. As we go through the foxhole here, feel the compression. It rode that well. Let's try out some curbs. Didn't go full on attack, but still felt controlled, smooth, and on it. And now forced one of the tight sections. The back just starting to wiggle around a little as we get some heat into the tyres here. That power is crazy though. There's so much of it. I'm being a bit gentle on the brakes, not going full on with them here. Started to feel it getting a little bit lively there. What, this makes like the regular M2 and M2 competition seem almost slow in comparison. I mean, you'd probably expect that considering how much power we got from the 3 litre twin power turbo N96 in here. We'll have a look at the Garrett cooler at the end. Obviously we're going to get a pretty epic flyby down the Dottinger Höhe because today is the track experience, so it's fully open. We can go out for more than one lap. Fella, as you'd probably expect, all things considered. Flat out up the hill, up towards the red line, about 7,000 RPM. I should point out that having just been doing laps in the AMG GT3 car, my sense of how quickly you can go around corners needs a slight recalibration. Here at Bergwerk, for example, incredibly tight, but in the GT3 you can be full on and carry a lot of speed through there. That was a passenger shotgun, so not quite the full drive experience, but you need to kind of relate that to M2 comparatives, really. And this is very fast. I keep looking down at the numbers and I'm like, how quick? Look at this, we're 210 here. Use a little dab of brakes, settle the car. It's not a Mach 10 race, remember? Good cover. Off camber. Oh wow, the torque is insane. Torque is up from 600 Newton meters to 750. 150 Newton meters more torque. 130 horsepower more, bit of traction there. As we come to Staalstrasse, this is definitely one of the corners where you have to watch out for some oversteer on exit. Held it in shape there, up towards the carousel. Yeah, that's really quick. That's really, really quick. Bumpy around here. Firm suspension, of course. Of concentration as we come towards Whipperman, and some of these curbs preserve the car a little bit and not go full on attack. Coming towards Brunchen, firm on the brakes. very communicative. It's an interesting one when you drive the Nordschleife in different cars. How obviously you have to change your driving style, your brake points, what you have in your mind from car to car, because they're all completely different. But you're so focused on where does the track go, what's happening. As we come round towards a little carousel, there's a lot to take in. There really is. A lot to have to think about, to have to consider. As we come now to Galgenkopf, the last little section. Which is gonna mean down to third gear, ready for the Dottingerhöhe. Here we go then, foot flat. 210, 220, 230, 240, 250, 260. We're going to get about 270 kilometers per hour through here. Small dab of the brake before the Millstone Bridge to stabilise things. Got pushed a little bit too hard down the straight there. It needs a breather. The engine just wants to be left to sit for a moment before it can be driven too much harder. So we'll take it easy, cool down through this lap on the way back towards base. But that was a really good eye-opener for what this car can do. Really, really impressive. So much power. And so fun as well, so playful. I mean, you would hope so with the CS. You'd hope it was going to be a completely planted car that's right at home on a track like this. And it really is. Even now, just cooling and taking it easy, we can still get some of the sound of the Akrapovic exhaust that this thing has. Silly loud, and then you get the downshifts as well. I've turned everything back on, and you can feel how much more it throttles you. Obviously M2 is pre-configured to be full kind of extreme hardcore mode, and that's where MDM just lets you slide it around a little bit. And it gives you monumental kicks on the shifts as well. But just until we turn it off, this is full power for the moment, uphill. That's really where, when you've got full power available, and obviously in a more powerful car, you experience the performance. The thing with tuning cars, and I know this all too well, is that they sometimes just need a little bit of a break. So no harm done with this, just frustrating that it's such a long lap to get back round to be able to shut it off and restart the car just to clear any codes or anything like that. Until then, I think we're basically just limping back. This is maximum power, my foot is flat to the floor. And yeah, just a bit of a cruise back on round. But I guess that means some time to reflect as well on the drive, because I mean, I'm wearing a helmet and it sounds insanely loud. And you've got all those burbles right now. Just downshift. And obviously it's a pretty empty track at the moment, which is fantastic for enjoying as well. This is exactly how you love this, or I love this place, but an opportunity to learn and really do a good number of rounds of the full Nordschleife to get set up and just learn it a touch better. And I've been around, what, 9 or 10 times today already, and that's so helpful. 2 laps to experience this car, and it's really, really fast, but very playful. So much character, so enjoyable as well. And the M2 CS is a great platform. This is that, and obviously plus some, with even more power, with configurable mapping. It's obviously very, 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 very loud. You can hear all of that. I think we're about to have something going below, blasting by. 911. Yeah, as we take it on easy, back up the Dottingerhöhe. No flybys this time. We'll head back in. Yeah, that was pretty mega. That was really cool drive. Need as much air on me as possible because, unsurprisingly, I'm a little bit hot from this. Quite a workout, but a very, very, very enjoyable one. So a big thanks to the guys for that opportunity. Listen to that. My space is gone, so yeah, I'll have to find somewhere else to park. That's not going to work, or maybe I'll just put it on the end for a moment. Slot this car in just here. I think it deserves it. Cool, what a drive. That was pretty cool. I did say we would take a quick look at the engine, so let me come around just to pop this open so I can show you the cooler that this car has had fitted. We've got the M2 CS door sills, the M footrest down there as well, the new seats that come with the CS with the cutouts, the M striping just there as well. Let's come round towards the front where you can see this is all functional. Inside here you have a noticeably larger Garrett cooler sitting right there with the 3-litre inline 6. Obviously the bonnet is actually carbon fibre, so this is all functional, nothing can fall through as well. And obviously then with the design touches, the red and the BMW roundel at the front as well, and those red pieces, carried over design at the bottom from the competition, all pretty cool. That makes 580 horsepower, 750 newton meters. Those are some big, big, big old numbers. Now to close this, always a bit of a challenge when I've got, there we go, click that down. I was going to say when I've got a camera in my hand, but this thing is actually on Pilot Super Sports. I think I drove on Sport Cup 2s at Sachsenring. Really good grip that it has out of it, and all round a pretty cool car, I think you have to say. So big thanks to these guys, Satin Crew, for the outing with their M2 CS here on the Nurburgring. Not exactly something you do every day, especially when I think it's probably the only modified M2 CS out there. So awesome day here with RENNtech at the Nurburgring. Pretty cool drive in the M2 CS as well. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll pop the link to the Satin Crew down below if you'd like to go and see some more of what they get up to. But for now, that is all. I appreciate your support, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers!